inside. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So as far as initial teacher education courses go, like training the teachers?
Training the teachers of gifted students, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so training the teachers of gifted students. In New Zealand, it's not well done at all. So an initial teacher education, most of the teachers that I talk to that are just coming out of the universities or the colleges that we train them up for in New Zealand, they've had about 2 hours of lectures on gifted students, and that's it in their whole time of training. So we don't do it very well. They actually have to, if they want to do any more education in their initial teacher education, they actually have to voluntarily opt into doing a course on gifted students. And I consider that that's not adequate at all. So we need to train the teachers how to teach these children better. Otherwise, we've lost a whole lot of potential as far as, our gifted students go, and it's a waste. Absolutely. It's an individual waste for the students, but it's also a social loss as well. We're losing out in society if we can't engage and motivate these students because the teachers aren't trained in how to teach these students, what strategies to use, what programs to put in place to help enrich their learning, and how to identify students as well, because that's a huge issue in New Zealand. Yeah.
So this is the topic that you suggested that we can teach for the teachers of gifted students.
The topics?
Yeah, the topics, right.
Like, the topics, they'd have to span all giftedness. Like, do you mean like identification of gifted students as a topic, as a course topic? Is it?
Yeah, what content, do you think, such, for teachers who may be less experienced than you, they should learn about giftedness?
Oh, they need to learn. They need to learn how to identify all forms of giftedness for a kickoff. So that's your neurotypically gifted student. That's your neurodiversely gifted student. That's your underachieving gifted student. Because most people have still got the stereotype in their head of an academically able, very motivated, very engaged gifted student, and we all know that that's not how they all come. They need to be educated in conceptions of giftedness. They need to be educated, therefore, in what to look for in a gifted student that is not engaged in schooling, that is underachieving in schooling, and strategies, therefore, to help engage the student more with their developing their gifts and talents. They also need to understand I think we need to teach them more about the neurobiology of giftedness as well, which is slightly controversial, but I think that unless they understand that there are differences in neurobiological functioning, and as Gagnier says, the neurobiological basements that underpin a lot of the expressions of giftedness and the development of giftedness into talents, then it's a waste as well. The other thing I think they need to be taught is, in fact, all of Garnier's model, as far as developing that with all the catalysts and the environmental influences that impact upon an individual's ability to develop their gifts into talents as well. So right now in New Zealand, none of that happens. And I think that is a major problem. They get literally a couple of hours on, this is a gifted student, this is, what you can do with them in the curriculum, and their whole of their training, and I really think that that's a loss right now. We need to do something about it. Yeah.
Wow. So we have a lot to do now.
Well, I think the other thing is teachers are incredibly busy, and I think when you've got a specialised group of students, especially at the gifted end, the attitude is in New Zealand that they will be all right, and that teachers should just focus on the other students that need lots of help to achieve to the average, And I think apart from the fact that this is a big loss to society and to the gifted individuals themselves, gifted students are incredibly complicated and have, as many issues in terms of developing gifts and talents, and they certainly have as many family issues, as that because they come from all